Meat pedal. Hi everyone. It's been a little while since I posted an update, and the reason why is a month or 2 or 3 ago now we moved. So we stepped away from our little place in the city and moved ourselves into a couple acres in the country. So this update is going to be a little bit about that, let you know what we've been up to and what we've been busy with around the farm. We've got a lot of work that we've been doing. Up behind us we have our pig pen. If you've never built a fence before, it's a lot of work, from pounding the posts in, bracing them, tightening them, and then stretching the wire across them. It took a little while. We ended up renting a trailer with a pounder on the back, and we did most of the perimeter here. So we did an area down here, those fence posts all the way down to the road, and then along the road and around the back. Behind us we have about 5 or 6 acres here of Timothy, other hay. It's ready for being hayed. I don't have the equipment, so I got to get a local farmer to do it for me. If you haven't looked into buying farm equipment up in BC, it's even for old used stuff, you're about 20 grand into it just to get everything you need to hay. This thing is another one of my big projects, so it works, but the linkage on this thing that shifts gears keeps popping off, as you can see right in there. It's a real pain. I've got to weld it up. It works in forward, but that's about it right now. Might as well take a second to look at the view. We've got a lake across the road. My parents live up the road from it. This right here is our little chicken tractor. We've get them separate, so we've got this little area here which is 8x8, and it's on wheels, so you can pick it up and move it along separately. And then we have the house. So we have the house over here, which is on wheels as well, and you can hook it up to a trailer or a tractor and then move it along. The idea is you move it up and down the side of your area, your field, and then you can let the chickens scratch away at stuff and then move them along, so get all the nutrients, keep the bugs down. So the way we designed this chicken house is actually kind of neat. This whole side you can slide open to give you access to clean out. The floor is made out of chicken wire, hardware cloth, and that allows any of the mess to drop through, and you can spray it out, so it keeps that dropping through, which also fertilizes the ground. On the other side of that, I'll show you the nesting boxes. Little adventurous chickens here. So right here we've got the nesting boxes that we've set up so that the kids can just come along. And oh my, this is a double yoker. I can tell just on that. Oh, get in there, chickens. So you can check them from the outside, so as you can tell, these guys have just started laying and it's their typical size. And then you got a nice big double yoker. It's the second one we've had this week, and the eggs are fantastic. Right down here is this frame. So the house is 4 foot by 8 foot, and I put it on two 12-foot 2x4s so that I can lift it up right here. It's a bit heavy, and move it along. Now this little thing we picked up at a recycle depot. Once the batteries go on these things, they cost 150 bucks to repair, unless you do a bit of rewiring. Got lots of fruit trees along here by the house. Down below it, we've got a bunch of plum trees here, apple trees down at the back over here, and a bunch of everything in between, from elderberry to you name it. More fruit trees over there. We've got some apricots right behind there on that thing right there. And then when we got it, what we did is we put in some space for a garden, but we've got lots of deer coming through here. We've got bears, cougars. So to keep, specifically keep the deer out, We fenced in a big area that we're gonna grow into garden-wise. And then what I did is to make it keep the deer out, I put these 8-foot treated 2x4s and high tensile wire that we just ratcheted up, and that should keep it up, keep the deer out. We haven't had any problems with the deer since, and I can even put another row way up the top. But that goes around the outside. The big issue we've had now is we have quail, and quail are destroying the garden. So I'll take you on a little tour of it. So nice beefy gates that we put together. Yeah, bring you along. Sorry if it's a bit shaky. Yeah, they were a U-pick raspberry place was tearing out all their canes, so we put in about 30 over here. It's hard to see. We need to mow this down, but our approach has been to kind of do a minimal amount of impact as we go through. But all the way down here in about 3 different rows we have raspberries, and the quail have been attacking them, so they're taking a bit of a punch from them. But as they get bigger, the quail don't bother them as much. Let's find you a good one to give you a bit of an impression of what's going on here. Just started to get some berries. Not expecting much this year, so hopefully next year we'll get some. So we've planted a whole bunch of potatoes, some tomatoes, some peas, as you can see here, and then the quail destroyed the pepper plants. Over here we've got our squash plants, and these guys managed to make it through the first assault, but these guys have been really struggling, and they were just mown down several times by the quail. They're beautiful. I love having the quail around, and they're really good as well to make sure that they keep control of all the ticks if there are any around here, and I know there are. So they're great to have for that, but I'll tell you, it's a real pain when you want to actually grow something to eat. Here's another one of our apricot trees and our pears. So these, hopefully these will be safe inside the garden, because if you're familiar at all with bears, you'll know that they absolutely love, and I mean love, pears. They will ignore all the other fruit trees and just come through and eat all the pears. So hopefully that'll keep it safe. So on top of all that, as you can see down here, we had to drop a tree. It was a bit close to the house, and the building inspector said that you should probably get rid of that so it doesn't fall on you. But yeah, that's a little tour of our new place, and that's why we've been kind of out of sight. Hopefully as things proceed, or if you guys are more interested, I can show you some stuff that's going on and how we've done certain things, and if you have any tips and feedback, of course, we appreciate it. Oh dear. Kittens. We've got kittens too. So anyway, hope you're having a great summer and having a blast. And I hope you enjoyed the little update that we've given you about what's going on around our place.